Hello, in this video I will be talking about using graphs to relate two quantities. You can use graphs to visually represent the relationship between two variable quantities as they both change. We saw this in Monday's lesson and a lesson we talked about last week when we were using blocks to represent patterns. The variables in this case are the shape number. So for instance, this would have been shape number 1 and shape number 2 and shape number 3 and shape number 4 and so on. And so if we talk about shape number 1, it had 2 blocks in it, right? So we'll say 2, 4, 6, and so on. So shape number 1 had 2 blocks, and shape number 2 had 3 blocks, and shape number 3 has 4 blocks, and shape number 4 has 5 blocks. So the relationship here is that with each shape number you go up one more block. And so the variables in this case would be the shape number, that would be the variable on this axis here, shape number 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. You could go on forever. And then the variable on that's this axis is the number of blocks. And again, we have 2, 4, 6, but that can go on forever till we get to the millionth shape or even beyond that. You can also show this relationship not only as a graph but as a table. So you can say shape number and then number of blocks. And you can make a table there like we did in class. Shape number 1, 2 blocks, shape number 2, 3 blocks, and so on. Let's see another graph. So in this graph, the variables are gigs of memory. So if you can think about maybe an iPad or an iPhone or something like that. And the second variable is price. Now naturally, if you have a low amount of gigs, the price will be lower. And as the gigs go up, the price will go up. I'm not sure how many different levels of gigs you can get, but every time the amount of gigs goes up, the price is going to go up. And so you can see this relationship also on a graph, and you could also make a table to show that as well. And finally, you can do a graph like this where time is one of the variables and the height of the basketball or the height of a basketball is one of the other variables. So as you shoot a basketball, it's very low. So as it's leaving your hand, it might be down here. The height is very low. And maybe a split second after you release it, maybe it'll be there. And then maybe it'll be here. And it'll keep going up until at some point it gets to the top, right? So it'll kind of go up like this, and then it'll get to the top, and then it will start going down, hopefully into the basket at some point. So as you can see, the gravity stops it at this highest point here, and then it starts going down. So this is the height of a basketball as in relationship to time. So as you can see, graphs are a visual representation of a relationship between two variable quantities. And so a lot of the questions we'll work on in class have to do with that concept. And that's it for this video. Thank you very much.